Welcome to the Ultraflex Football podcast, where we have fun with our friends while we talk about football. I'm your host, Anthony Sutton. I do not have a mic this week, so I don't have that opportunity to make it sound at the beginning like I usually do, so that could be a good or a bad thing. With me, as always, is Rob Green and Ryan Wheeler.
Hey.
What's up?
So this week we have a very different type of album. So the way I get our albums for the podcast is my wife basically just says, "Hey, you should do this person," and then I go find an appropriate album and then we roll with it. I don't know if she knows who Snoop Dogg is, but she saw him on like Monday Night Football, I think it was, and she was like, "Hey, yeah, he's kind of cool." So she's like, "You should do a Snoop Dogg album." And it took me a while to find an album that was either not 20 songs long or appropriate for us to do. So tonight, we're doing Snoop Dogg's 2005 album presents Welcome to the Chuuch, the album. And
All right.
and my songs are Sisters and Brothers, Shake That Shit, Just the Way You Like It, and Remember Me. Sorry, Rob, what do you got?
Yep. I was letting you get through that. My 4 songs are Real Soon, Sunshine, Can't Find My Panties, and We West Coast.
Mine are Dinner in Bed, If, Notorious DPG, Smoking All My Bud, and Shine. So I think we both have Shine, Rob. But yeah, let's get right to it. Obviously, there's been some big news There's some big news in the Buffalo Bills world, so let's get to football talk. Ken Dorsey is no longer the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills. I've seen everything on Twitter from about time, you fired the wrong guy, he shouldn't have been fired, this is all on the players, all of which may be true and probably is true, but that's just kind of how quickly times are changing at One Bills Drive. So, Rob, what is your takeaway at this point of the firing?
Yeah, I know you check out social media and the opinions seem to be kind of all over the place on, was it a good move? Was it a bad move? I think most people agreed they kind of had to do something because things just seemed off. The season was getting away from them. And at this point, there really wasn't anything else to do besides fire Dorsey. So unless they just wanted to stick with what they were doing and hope things changed, which I guess McDermott didn't want to do anymore. So I'm okay with it. I'm excited to see how it turns out. I don't know how it'll turn out. I guess nobody does, but hopefully it starts a fire under some of these players so they can execute better.
Ryan?
Yeah, I'm pretty adamant in the fact that Ken Dorsey wasn't a bad offensive coordinator. I mean, the offense felt broken, but it felt broken because bad plays just kept happening. Like really strange. I brought this up a couple weeks ago, how like the offense doesn't seem bad. They just don't execute. And it seems like Josh Allen's just missing wide open guys. Gabe Davis is dropping balls. Even Stephon Diggs has dropped a few balls. Just the way that drives have ended this year, it's just been so freaking strange. Like the outlier of outliers, it feels like happens every game. And I guess that could be the product of the offensive coordinator not having their guys ready. But I also think it was probably more in line with the head coach not having their team disciplined and prepared, especially when you have things happening like the 12 men on the field after the field goal is missed. That to me doesn't come down to the offensive coordinator, certainly. Obviously, more the special teams coordinator, but who's in charge of those guys? It's Sean McDermott, and he's not going to fire himself. He had to do something. I get it. I just think Ken Dorsey's at least a good offensive coordinator, and they just fired a good offensive coordinator, and now they're about to find out. Hopefully not, but they might find out that the grass is not greener on the other side sometimes.
I think the funny thing is, I think both of you are. I think both of you are correct in the fact that like this was the easy move and probably the expected move. Maybe not at this point in the season, but like this was the expected move if the offense didn't correct itself. I think it's the right move just because priority number one for the Bills has to be to get Josh Allen to play like Josh Allen. Now, I know analytics and statistically he's having a good year, but like if you have two eyes, you can see that he hasn't been playing like himself and the offense hasn't been clicking on all cylinders. So I think for me, it wasn't like the panic of, oh, we fired our offensive coordinator and, oh, we may miss the playoff. It's Josh Allen's the best thing that's happened to Buffalo sports since we have been alive. So fix the best thing that's happened to Buffalo sports and we'll all be happy. So we'll see if Joe Brady can do that or can help that. And if not, in my opinion, there wasn't much of a risk because it wasn't working with Ken Dorsey to that extent as far as Josh Allen playing like Josh Allen. So we'll see what happens. Do we even want to talk about
all the sisters and
do we even want to talk about the game as far as everything that happened in the Denver game, or do we just want to skip over that and say we're
I think we got a
new
slight
offensive
delay
coordinator and
issue going on.
Just worry about it next week?
Yeah, we got a slight delay issue for sure. But
we're struggling.
This is what happens when Tony's out on the road and he doesn't have his normal setup, and he's he's in a hotel room and he paid the $5 for the better internet, and it hasn't been just the way you like it. But
this is my hotel room.
The Bills need to shake it, shake that shit up.
Looks great.
I'm about to have dinner. I'm about to have dinner in bed.
Dinner in bed.
Nice.
There you go. Really, the only other thing I wanted to say on the Bills is just I think we'll find out real soon if Joe Brady, can has what it takes to call the offense against some good defenses, because the Jets are coming right up on a short week, and then right after that's the Eagles. So should be interesting.
Yeah, the Chiefs have good defense, so that's gonna be tough.
It'll be a tough stretch. I do think after all of this madness, right? If you look and say if the Bills are able to make the playoffs, which none of the three of us think that they will, but if they do, that means they went probably 6-1 against a very insane schedule. So that probably means they have a pretty good shot of winning the Super Bowl because they just played some dang good football. But obviously, getting to this point and being 5-5, I don't think that is very likely. So, I'm not going to lie. Most of my brain for the last few days have been all Buffalo Bills. So, Ryan, what happened in the Titans game? I don't even know what happened.
Oh, bro.
Did they even play?
No. We don't need to talk about the Titans. They're done for the year. They're bottom 4 team in the NFL. They have no chance, realistically, of coming back and making the playoffs. They have no reason. If they even start winning games, I'll be upset at this point. What are you going to do? Put yourself in the middle of the pack in the middle of the draft and draft at like 11 again? Why not just, I don't mean lose on purpose, but they're not a good team. They need offensive line help. They need receiver help. They need back end help on the defense. They need defensive line help. It's like all around, it's just not a good team. And their injuries haven't even been like terrible this year like they normally are. So this team has just been bad all around. And I'm pretty disappointed. I expected more. I expected them to be a lot better. And they have lost a lot of close games. But I mean, it is what it is. I guess I really don't need to talk about the Titans much more the rest of this year
What
unless something great happens, like Levis throws for 4 touchdowns again.
I was like, what do you want them to do with
It's not
Levis?
sunshine
Right?
and
'Cause, I mean,
rainbows
he
then.
had a really good game. He's shown a lot of potential. But if they have the chance to draft, like, I don't know, JJ McCarthy or whoever may be there in that 10 to 15 range, hopefully in the 10 range, if you guys continue to lose, what do you want them to do?
I want to roll with Levis. I like Levis a lot. He shows promise. He's got the arm talent. I like his throw is so freaking smooth, and he actually has the ability to get it down the field. It's just not something Titans fans have been used to the past long time.
Quite a
So
bit.
it's really exciting to see him, and he hasn't yet to incorporate his legs, and he can be a mobile guy. So I'm really excited to see where he can go.
Last thing, we'll probably talk about it more throughout the next couple of weeks because a lot of it's going to depend on what happens with the games. But I don't know if you got into it, Rob. Do you foresee McDermott as the guy to lead the Bills to their first Super Bowl in the next decade or so? Or do you think they move on?
Whew. Man, I don't know if this is a conversation for this podcast today. We're struggling with the internet, right? This might be an in-depth conversation. But short answer,
Cool.
I will
it's
say
not McDermott.
I will say no, it's not gonna be McDermott long term to bring a Super Bowl to Buffalo, unless it's this year, surprisingly.
Well,
Oh man, Tony, was his audio as bad on your end as it was on mine?
it wasn't great, but I don't know if that's just me or not. So, like I said, we'll struggle through it. We'll keep
I
going.
don't know either
It's
anymore.
part
This is
of
all jacked up.
it's part of the adversity. You know, you got to kind of get through it. So, with that being said, we'll go to pick some games and get into this week. Last week, Rob won the week. He had 10 picks correct. Ryan and I, which means Ryan's daughter and I, tied for second with 8 correct. So for the season, I'm at 96, or sorry, Rob's at 96, I'm at 93, and Ryan's at 79. So, Rob, take it over and we'll get into this week.
Just real quick, for those people who didn't understand why he said my daughter, it's because I basically recorded a video of her choosing the games. And for last week, because we obviously didn't have an episode last week, sorry about that, but I let her pick all the games. And then I just rolled with whatever she went with. So that's why she tied Anthony. So she is as smart as a 2-year-old. She is a 2-year-old. She's as smart as Anthony.
No surprise. It does not take much to be as smart as I am. So I am not surprised by that. She's definitely going to shine.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
For sure.
Rob,
Is Rob okay?
Rob is trying to.
Yeah, sorry guys.
He's trying to fix
I
his
can't-
internet over there.
I can't find my panties. I don't know where they went. We'll move on anyway.
No.
Game picks. What's the first pick? What's the first game this week? What do we got? Bengals at Ravens. This could get rough with the delay.
Ryan, what order do you want?
Oh, I
yeah, Ryan picks again.
Whoever, let's just go. If Rob's saying the games, let's let him pick first because that way I can hear after the delay and go from there, and then Tony and then me.
Cool.
That makes sense. I'm taking Ravens.
Ravens.
Titans at Jaguars. I will go with the Jags.
Jaguars.
I hope.
Chargers at the Packers. Hope it's the Packers, but I'll take the Chargers.
Chargers.
Packers.
All right. Giants at Commanders. Giants are a mess. Give me the Commanders.
Yeah, Commanders for me as well. Sam Howell is legit.
Commanders.
Raiders at Dolphins. Taking the Dolphins.
I have no idea what you said, but I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
It's the Dolphins and who?
The Raiders.
Raiders at Dolphins.
Oh, okay. I'll go Dolphins.
Cardinals at Texans. I'm taking the Texans, sorry.
I will also take the Texans. They are fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cardinals. This feels like a good letdown game for the Texans.
All right. I like it. Bears at Lions. I'm going Lions.
Are you okay, Rob?
Yeah.
Is he still there? Or did he peace out?
I can see he picked the Lions.
I'm still here. I hear you guys. Yeah, I picked the Lions.
The next game is the Bears at the Lions. I see Rob picked the Lions. I'll pick the Lions as well.
I'll go Lions.
Can you guys hear me now?
Hey, Rob, maybe you should just type into the spreadsheet what your pick is, and then Tony will say it for you.
Okay. You guys take it away then. I'll just type my picks in.
This is a lot of fun right now. Steelers.
I was like, remember me.
Steelers at Browns. Rob picked the Steelers. I will also pick the Steelers.
I'm gonna go Browns.
Cowboys at Panthers. Rob picked the Cowboys. I will also pick the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'll go Cowboys.
Bucks at 49ers. Rob picked the 49ers. I'll also pick the 49ers.
That one's easy. 49ers.
Seahawks at Rams. Rob picked the Seahawks. I will take the Rams.
Seahawks.
Jets at the Bills. Rob took the Bills. I will reluctantly take the Bills.
I'll take the Jets.
Vikings at Broncos. Rob took the Vikings. I will also take the Vikings.
I'll take the Broncos.
And Eagles at Chiefs. Rob took the Eagles. I will also take the Eagles.
I'll go Chiefs.
All right. So
I love to talk again,
that is it for this week. Those are all the games. We'll have a lot of games.
What's up, Rob?
And now Rob will take it
I don't
over.
understand why my internet's so bad today. Nothing's different on my end, but it's not working well.
I don't understand what's going on either. Honestly, this is just janky.
This will not be one of our finer pods in the world.
No, it won't. But listen, I had people complaining that we didn't have a podcast last week. So this is why we didn't have a podcast last week. It would have been very similar to this. So now we know.
Unfortunately, I have been traveling for the last 2 weeks. So it would have been the same exact situation. So I feel like you guys all owe us a thank you for not producing this last week.
Yeah, we'll take that. We'll go with that way.
We are, if you have been following us, we've been changing the spreads, doing a little sharp versus sheep. So let's switch over to that. segment. In the past, we've been doing it so you pick a line of a game that you think is incorrect. So, like Bills Jets this week, Bills are -7. Most people will probably say the Bills have been playing like crap, so it should be like even. Just an example. This week we're going to change it and go over under. So look at games that we think the over under is incorrect. So Rob, you've been quiet for a while now because we made you be quiet. So go ahead and kick us off.
I don't even know if you guys can hear me, but I'll just start going and I'll make it quick. I went to the Steelers at Browns game this week. Deshaun Watson was declared out for the season, so he's not playing. They're turning to rookie Dorian Thompson-Robinson, something like that. Might have messed it up. Steelers can't score, it seems like. Somehow they keep winning, but they get out-produced in yards every game. So I'm taking the over-under of 33, which is already incredibly low, and I'm dropping it to 29. Taking the under.
The Steelers, sorry, I cut you off, Ryan, but the Steelers I think the argument of coaching no longer matters. Like, I feel like that was floating around the NFL for a little bit, where I think it's kind of changed for the last few years. But like the Steelers are the exact reason why I want someone other than McDermott, because Tomlin's doing something right. Now, we're not going to get Mike Tomlin, but that dude can win games, and I want someone that can win games. I'll go next while I'm talking. That way we don't have any more delays real quick. Raiders, Dolphins over under is 46.5. The Raiders defense has been playing a lot better recently. Now, they haven't really played the best offenses, but they did keep the Chargers to 24 points. And I think that they just are playing pretty inspired ball. So I think they contain the Dolphins. They still lose to the Dolphins, but they contain them. So I think the over-under should be 38. Ryan?
All right. Hey, Rob, real quick, can you just verify what you moved the line to from where it was? Because I didn't hear that part.
I'll mute myself. Can you hear me? All right. I'm going to move
39?
the line from no, the over-under is 33. I'm moving it to 29.
Oh, 29. Okay. All right, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going with the Cardinals and Texans. Their over-under is set at 48.5 right now. I'm going to bump that up to 54.5. I just think the Cardinals' defense is bad. I know the Texans are good. Well, they seem to be playing well right now, but like I said, I think they're due for a letdown game. And Kyler Murray's back with his second game back. They just won. I don't know. I just think there's going to be a lot of points scored this game. Give me something close to 30 to 25, something like that, some score like that.
Cool. It'll be exciting. Not as exciting as this podcast, but it should be close. The Steelers and Browns game might be as exciting as this podcast, because I agree that they're not going to be many points scored, so it might be a little snoozer there. So let's jump to our last segment and then end this misery for everybody, and we will do Stump-the-Rob. Again, if you've been following in the past, Ryan and I have been selecting players and giving clues as to where they were drafted and their age and their stats. And Rob's job is to guess who we are talking to as we give the clues, or talking about, I should say. I'm going to change mine up this week, and I think Ryan changed his up as well. But mine's going to be more of a question. Rob, so when was the last time the Jets swept the regular season against the Buffalo Bills? I am looking for a year.
2001. Did you hear me?
Did you guess?
Yeah, I said 2001.
I did not. I still didn't.
Maybe Rob should type his answers into the spreadsheet.
I'll type my answers into the spreadsheet.
I don't know what's happening.
I think you said 2001, didn't
That's
he?
what I said. Yeah.
Not 2001. The leading receiver at the time was Bobby Trees, Robert Woods.
2014.
Close,
Ooh.
not quite there. Quarterback for 15 games was Tyrod Taylor, and for 1 game was EJ Manuel.
All right. How about 2015?
Nope. Keep going. You'll get it. It's 2016. So the Jets
He was right there.
The Jets have the opportunity to do something that they haven't done in a while, which would be to steal the season series, or I guess sweep the season series from the Buffalo Bills. Ryan?
All right. I'm going to try doing this in the same way every week from now on. I'm going to give the position, the status, whether they're active, inactive, the draft year. And then that's going to be my first hint. My second hint's always going to be career stats. My third hint, my first hint will be career stats. My second hint will be a fact about the player. Then my third will always be the draft position and college they went to. So today's is the position is tight end. They are active. They were drafted in 2014. Their career stats are 202 receptions for 1,857 yards with 15 touchdowns.
Okay.
What were the stats one more time?
The stats were 202 receptions, 1,857 yards, and 15 touchdowns. Drafted in 2014, tight end.
Jonnu Smith.
No, sir. Tony, you got anything?
I don't think he's this old. Hunter Henry.
Nope. All right. The fact is he played for 5 different teams. One, he was on a practice squad. In 2020, he finished as the tight end 3 in PPR scoring with 72 catches on 110 targets for 670 yards and 6 touchdowns.
How about Logan Thomas?
Juwan Johnson.
Logan Thomas is the guy. Nice work, Rob. My next hint would have been he was drafted in round 4, pick 20 from Virginia Tech.
Yeah. I would have got the Virginia
Obviously,
Tech.
as a
He was on the
quarterback.
Bills for a little while.
He was like 4 years.
All
Was it
right.
that long? Wow.
Well, if you're still listening, we appreciate you. We appreciate you battling through that with us. If you didn't listen to the whole thing, hey, we don't blame you. Which you'll never hear me say that anyway. So
West Coast.
next week I will not be traveling as much. Oh yeah, I was so distracted by everything we had going on. I didn't even say smoking all my bud or Notorious DPG. So I'll have to pay for that next. I don't think we would have
known if you did anyways.
I'll have to pay for that next time. So yeah, thanks for listening. Sorry this wasn't our best production. I'll be done traveling, and we'll be better next time. But we'll see if the Bills can play better for Joe Brady and see if they can go on a run. And check us out on TikTok and all the socials. And go Bills!
Go Bills!
Go Bills!